What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and we're here today with another review for Life After Lockup Season 3, Episode 51. The season is not doing it for me. It really isn't. Like, I miss our normal characters that we have on Life After Lockup. So, yeah. You guys do know that in January, we got a new series called Love During Lockup coming. So, I'm really looking forward to Love During Lockup. I hope that is great. I hope that's good, right? I hope it is so good. So this is, like I said, this is Life After Lockup. Before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, I just need you guys to do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell button, share the video. Now, with that all out the way, let's go ahead and discuss this bland episode of Life After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So we're going to get these two out the way quick, fast, and in a hurry, because the more that they talk about it, I'm like, this is storyline. Because every time they talk about it, nothing makes sense with this storyline. Brittany and Marcelino. So you guys remember in the last episode that Brittany, Marcelino, and Kane and them, they went over to the sober living house. They managed to get some stuff. They got some clothing racks and some beds. But y'all said y'all put in a total of $80,000. Them beds and those clothes are not going to total $80,000. But okay, so they go out, right? And I really, like I said on the last review, or whichever review it was, I have a big, huge side eye for Kanan. And the reason why I have a side eye for Kanan is because, granted, she said that Robert told her that she couldn't put her name on the account because of her felony record. So, okay. But with $80,000 on the line, you didn't think, hey, let me go get a second opinion before I actually give this man anything over $1,000 to put into an account, right? Let me go get some legal advice. Let me ask, hey, so I want to do this sober living thing, right? I have a business partner that I want to work with, and my business partner wants to open up a checking account, but my business partner is telling me that I can't open up a checking account because of my felony record. And I would think the only way you wouldn't be able to get out, and I don't know if this is true or not, but you guys can let me know. I know you guys have told me that it's not true that she couldn't get a bank account because she had a felony, right? But here's the thing that I have a question about. What if she robbed a bank? Would she then be able to get a checking account if she robbed a bank? Who knows, right? So Marcelina was like, but there were a lot of red flags that came into play with this. She's like, yeah, they did. And that's when she said she went and got legal advice, right? And they told her to get a contract drawn up between she and Robert. I was like, okay, if you went and saw a lawyer and they told you to draw up a contract, and then you said you went back to, you were going to go back to Robert, but you didn't feel right doing that, baby. Like I said, $80,000. If I'm giving you anything over $1,000, hell, if I'm giving you anything in the hundreds, like if I'm giving you money, period, right? I want a signed contract. I want a contract, or I want a receipt showing, hey, he gave me X amount of money. I want a receipt showing, hey, he gave me X amount of money. Then I want a contract saying he gave me X amount of money for this, for that. My signature's on there, your signature's on there, so that way when we go to court, you can't say, oh, I know nothing about that. Well, contract right here, receipt right here. So yeah, you're lying. That's why I got a side eye for Kanan. So Kanan and Brittany go to the bathroom, and they come up with this plan to go back over to the house. I'm like, what are y'all going back over to that house for? And they did go back over to the house, and a whole altercation ensued. You see Brittany trying to go through the window. I'm like, what do y'all plan to do? The $80,000 that y'all are upset about, right? Y'all said it was in his checking account. Do y'all really think that man is going to have that money in that house? If he put it in the checking account, I'm pretty sure that money has been since moved, right? I bet you he moved that money. Hell, I don't, and that's even if the $80,000 is even real. Because it's just so many red flags when you think about it. Like, why would you put that much money and trust one person with that much money, and you have no kind of security, no collateral, no security, no receipt, no contract? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I can't make sense. I can't make heads or tails of it, right? But hey, let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna move on. Alright guys, next up, let's talk about Shawn and Sarah. Oh god, Shawn and Sarah. It's more specifically Shawn. Just can't stand Shawn. Shawn is an idiot, like through and through, right? So Shawn is so giddy and so happy that he's getting to spend time with Sarah. And I'm like, dude, you do realize that the only way that you're able to spend time with Sarah is because she wants you to take her to get a tan. So technically, you're still paying for this time with her. So technically, you still look like a what? A colossal idiot and a colossal fool. So she's getting her spray tan, right? So then they finished her spray tan, the woman was like, why aren't you getting this spray tan? He was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. So then they managed to talk this dumbass fool into getting a spray tan. Now here's the interesting thing, right? Now with this spray tan, let me go back just a little bit, right? So when Sarah went to get her spray tan, the woman had her fill out the waiver, right? Sarah filled in all her information on the waiver. With Shawn, the woman is filling out all the information on his waiver. So I'm like, did the producers put her up to this? Because she's like, what's your date of birth? He said 1/23/74 or something like that, right? And Sarah's like, wait a minute. What did you say? He said, you know my birthday's in January. She says, Shawn, cut the crap. You said, what year did you say? He said 76, 74, 70, something like that, right? So she says, so you're not 36. He says, no. She said, but you told me you were 36. And you had a big whole issue with the fact that I kept a small secret from you about me having a daughter, which that is her keeping her secret about her daughter. Understandable. You don't know this man. You're getting to know him. That one was understandable. I just don't get this. I don't get any of the stuff that Shawn is lying about. I don't understand any of it. He says he doesn't remember telling her he was 36. She said, you did. It's not if. You did tell me that, right? So then, that was actually really truly the end of it. They never even circled back to it. Shawn is so yuck to me. And so, and then they undressed him. I'm like, this is the second time y'all done this, WeTV. Why do y'all insist on us seeing Shawn in his drawers, half naked, anything like that, right? So then we later see Shawn as he's taking Sarah back home, right? So he's talking to Sarah. He's asking her, how are things since being home, right? Things are good with she and her daughter. They still have that bond with each other. She's telling him that her mom is basically been a mom because she knew the old Sarah, and she's just trying to make sure that Sarah doesn't fall down the same path that she did before, right? So this fool had the audacity the gall, and the nerve to say that he would be a great stepfather to her daughter. I'm like, how in the fuck are you going to be a great stepfather to her daughter when you ain't shit to your 6 kids that you got? And you've lied to this woman about your 6 kids, right? So also at one point in the episode, they were in an interview, and she's like, so what? Oh, it was when they were talking about his age. She's like, what else are you lying about? It? Like, if I find anything else, there's going to be problems. I'm like, well, baby girl, it's a whole slew of shit that he ain't told you. He didn't tell you how old he was. He didn't tell you how many kids he has. He didn't tell you that he was dating and engaged to Destiny before he got with you. So it's a whole lot of stuff that Mr. Shawn has not told you. And if I were you, I would slap him so hard that that gap would close in the bottom of his teeth. We're going to move on from this dumb fool. Alright, guys. Next up, let's talk about Puppy and Amber. I don't know how WeTV, when it came to the producers this season, could y'all not get Michael and Sarah Could y'all not get Angela and Tony? Could y'all not get, God, I can't even believe I'm going to say her name, Andrea and Lamar? Like, our favorite couples from Life After Lockup. Y'all can get them. Y'all gave us these people. Some of them are just pushing a storyline. Lacey and Shane, I think, is a whole ass storyline. I don't believe shit from that. Marcelino and Brittany, love Marcelino and Brittany at this point. Just think it's a storyline. Deontay, well, no, that could be real. That could be semi-real. Stan and Lisa could be semi-real. But Amber and Puppy, Lacey and Shane, and Marcelino and Brittany, those three, I just really feel like it's storyline for sure. But yeah, Puppy and Amber, right? So we see Amber, she goes home and Sammy is there. She's like, wait a minute, how did you get in here? Like, she's like, Queenie let me in. So they talk, right? He seemed very upset, but I couldn't read his body. His body language was really weird, right? Then I was looking at his face. I'm like, he looked like he's strung out on something. No shade. He just looks like he's strung out. So she tells him she was with Puppy. They had breakfast. She's like, why come you didn't call me? Why come you didn't text me? So then she asked him to go out on the double date, right? He's a little apprehensive about going out on his double date with Puppy and Amber, right? Don't know why. He says he felt like the energy is not right. Whatever that means, bruh, your energy doesn't seem right. So we see Puppy as she's getting ready for the double date. Eric comes into the bathroom, asks her what she's wearing. Like, he's like, you dress up like that for us when we go out. So then they go out on the double date, right? It is hella awkward. Amber introduces Puppy to Sammy. Sammy introduces Amber to Eric. Honda. It was awkward. So we found out that Eric has been to jail before, right? I think he was in jail for 9 years behind a drug charge. So then Amber and Puppy, they went outside to have a smoke, right? And Amber asked Puppy, how did she think the day was going? She said, awkward. Awkward. So they go back inside, right? They sit down. Then the little waitress comes over, right? She says to Amber that a couple wanted to buy her a drink. And then she says, a young man sent you a drink. She says, oh, thank you. I'm like, girl, what young man? That place looks like it's a ghost town. What young man sent Amber a drink? But okay, go off, WeTV. If that's what y'all want to say, okay, fine. I don't give a shit, but ain't nobody in there. So Sammy got upset, and eventually he got up and left Amber there by herself. She called him. He was like, he can't do this. He feels like this is the past creeping up again. I'm like, oh, Amber, leave him. Period. That's it. We're going to move on. All right, guys. Next up, we're going to talk about Stan and Lisa. You know what? I'm at a different part today, right, you guys? It is so interesting because there's a group of people out here today, and they're black people. So I think they might be like a community outreach program or something because they got young kids with them, and they're cleaning up the park. Like, they're picking up the trash, which is really and I think they're just teaching the kids something, right? So they're picking up the trash, and it's so interesting because if I were to pan this camera around for you guys, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different trash cans right here, right? It's the pure laziness for me, the fact that people, like, I get that, if you put trash in a trash can, if it fills up, that trash can then fly out. But these trash cans are not full. And then there's a big ass trash can at the end of the park. But y'all throw the trash everywhere else. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But Stan and Lisa. So Lisa, we see her drinking out the bottom. Like, damn, you had a rough night, huh? WeTV, here's another scene that I don't need y'all to show me. I do not ever need to see Stan in his underwear. Oh God, I was like, what the hell? Never again. Now we see Lisa down in the kitchen making some kind of concoction from prison. I'm like, girl, what the fuck is that? And when she explained it to Stan, I said, I would not eat that shit even if you paid me to eat it, right? So Lisa and her weave at this point, they upset. I'm like, oh, Lisa and her weave. Every time we see Lisa, her hair, like, I'm like, Lisa, you do realize that it's been past time to take that shit out your head, but it's time to take it out your head because it's literally starting to run back. It's going back. It's running away from your hair. Your fusions, whatever those things are, they are running away from your scalp. They're running away from it. Just letting you know that they're running away from your scalp. So Lisa is still upset with Stan because Stan didn't admit to the pastor that he pays her for sex. I'm like, Lisa, you want this man to go before a man of God and in the house of the Lord and say, yes, I paid this girl for sex. No, ma'am. So Lisa went out to her car and got the text message. So Stan, she ain't lying because you said you needed some loving in order to pay her taxes on her car. I'm like, oh my God. But, I don't know. Lisa, you told us before that you and Stan met on seeking arrangements. Like, Lisa, we know what seeking arrangements is. It's where someone goes to find a sugar daddy, right? And your sugar daddy, I mean, in order for you to get your sugar, he wants some sugar as well. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep with Stan if he paid me. If I was a woman, I wouldn't touch Stan with a 10-foot pole. Ugh. So she calls her friend Renata. I believe that's what the girl's name is. So Renata is supposed to come the next day, right? She's telling her, come tomorrow. Come to Stan's and we can work it out. I'm like, girl, what are you going to work out? A con? It is interesting. But that's it for Stan and Lisa, you guys. Let's move over to the best part of the episode. This is hilarious. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Deontay. It was really just him in this episode. There was no Nicole and there was no Tia. So Deontay is over to his mama's house. Love his mama. She is hilarious, and she calls her son out on his shit, right? So she's cooking. I don't know what she was cooking, but she asked him, how's your love life going, right? He says, well, Ma. And I noticed in this episode, but I've been, if you guys watch Miss Misha, she's been saying it, and I never paid attention to it. I literally have never paid attention to Deontay until this episode. I'm like, Misha been saying that since we met him on Love After Lockup, that he talks through his teeth. So I went on a date with another girl who got red hair. Kind of like, he talks kind of like Candy. Like, if you guys, because Candy talks to her teeth on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I went out on a date with another girl. She got red hair, and I think that you might like her. So then his mom asked, what about Nicole? That's her name, right? He said, you know her name, Ma. It's Nicole. So she says, okay, well, what about Nicole? He says, well, Nicole calls me, and I answered the phone. She says, why did you answer the phone? He says, I just wanted to, I wanted to see what she wanted. So I met up with her. And then, she told me that she wants to have a 3-way relationship with me and her girlfriend, Tia. So the mama was like, what? And his little brother was in the background like, nigga, what? And she was like, did I drop you? She said, before that, she asked him, so what did you say? He says, well, I didn't say yes, and I didn't say no. I told her that I would think about it. And so it really wouldn't be a 3-way relationship. It would be me with her. It would be me with Nicole. And then I would also be with Tia. Bruh, let me tell you a big ass secret. You ain't gonna be with Tia. Tia might be with... The only way you're gonna be with Tia is if you let Tia peg you with her strap on. That is the only way you're gonna have any kind of a relationship with Tia. Is with Tia and her strap. So then his mama said, did I drop you on your head as a baby? I cried laughing when she said, did I drop you on your head as a baby? Oh shit, that was hilarious. That shit took me out. But it's the truth, like, because I mean, y'all remember in the first half of last season, technically same season, I was like, is he, does he have a mental disability? Like, it just gives it, right? But damn, you literally are stupid. Like, you're not gonna have a relationship with Tia, and Nicole is just basically using you. I don't see how you don't get that, but whatever, right? But that's actually all that it was with this episode of Life After Lockup. Wasn't a lot. I don't know how long this is. Actually, I feel like this might be a lengthy review, and I don't know how in the hell it is. I've been trying to figure that out. You know what it is? It's that I talk a lot. That's really what it is. I be talking a lot because sometimes I be like, damn, how in the hell did you make a video that damn long and the episode wasn't shit? It's because I ramble and run my goddamn mouth. But that's the review, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop videos, and share the video. And until the next one, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. All right, you guys, I'm off.